Hey, it's Avi, and today I'm going to help you not only write more music, but also actually finish it. If you're new to the channel, welcome, great to have you here. Hit the subscribe button and bell below for more videos helping you actually just write music. Why was actually in there? I don't know, it happened. It's common to just start writing and see what comes out. Well, once you get melody and accompaniment together, and going on from there can get a little complicated, especially if you're a beginner or don't know what you're doing. So today I'm sharing 3 tips to help you organize your writing process and avoid perfectionism and overwhelm. And the result will be you writing more music and finished music. You'll have finished music along with more music. So the first thing I want to talk about, my first tip, if you don't have a workflow at all or a process at all, well, it's time to get one. First thing you want to do is to create a workflow. There comes a point where you want to actually write a full song, whether that's doing a full song from scratch or building out from something you've already written. This means taking stock of the entire music production process, from the beginnings of the writing stages all the way to release or potential release. There's real power in this. First, if you're a beginner, you're no longer in the dark about the writing process and you know what to do next. Second, it shows you the correct order that this process is actually in. This is super important. No one wants to edit after mixing. I've done it. It's the worst. Do it before. Always before. Basically, like any workflow, it gives you touchstones to help you organize your process and your material. We're gonna actually do this right now. Take out a piece of paper and a pen or pencil. Don't do this on your phone. The tactile stuff is important. And we're going to go through the entire music production process from the beginning of the writing stages, all the way to a potential release. You're ready to be like, get that on Spotify or Apple iMusic tunes things. I'm a working musician. The first thing you want to do is to start drafting the song with at least a couple of sections, 1 or 2 sections. These are the song nuggets and the just pieces of songs and ideas you've already been writing and coming up with. So you did that. You're doing that. Good job. The next step, number 2, is to put together a song skeleton. This is essentially a basic and stripped down version of the song. This is just one voice and an accompanying instrument like a piano or a keyboard or a guitar or whatever. And the different sections are more or less stitched together. You have a sense of intro, verse, chorus, bridge, etc. Next thing you want to do is to record your song into a DAW or a DAW. Program the tempo or the tempos of the song into your DAW and then record to that click. When you're recording at this stage, don't try to make everything super perfect. Not just yet. It's okay to make a little flub here or there as long as you know how it should sound and what you're going for. Okay, number 4, things get really fun here. Now we get to macro arrange your song. This means choosing what instruments are going to be part of your material and part of your project. You're going to have drums, you're going to have bass, you're going to have synth, you're going to have vocal harmonies, anything. It's all up to you. You can choose whatever you want. Okay, number 5. Now we're going to micro-arrange the song. This is when we listen for the little things and the little details in the song to see what takes us out of the moment, what can be taken away, or see what could be added in order to elevate it. By now, the song should start coming together as a whole, as you finalize the actual material, the music, as well as the arrangement. Okay, step number 6, here we are at proper tracking and recording. Prepare all the sounds, the actual sonic characters or the timbres of the sounds you're using in your song. Prepare all of that ahead of time. Get it to sound exactly as you want it for the final product, or as close as you possibly can. Now we take all of that hard work and we record and perform the song to the very best of our ability, with a click. With a click, always with a click. This is the time to let out your perfectionist. This is the time to make sure every single performance is the very best it can be. Now with everything recorded to the best of our ability, it's time for some editing. It's time to go into the actual audio or into the MIDI and to take out or alter anything that takes us out of the moment. This is when we do pitch correction on vocals, where we do fades on all the entrances and exits of our recorded audio, as well as making sure that everything lines up correctly rhythmically and everything is in sync and sounds together. Okay, so we actually edited. We did the thing that most people skip or don't know to do. That's paramount to the music production process. Ooh, paramount to the music production process. I like that. Alliterations are cool. Now we want to mix our song. With everything recorded and edited, now we actually mix everything together. This is where we level all of the volumes for all of the tracks to make sure everything is clearly heard. We'll also add things like EQ, compression, reverb, delay, and automation to create a sonic narrative to the song and to make sure everything just fits together like a glove. The aim here is to make every single moment be the very best it can be. Okay, so you mixed your track. You're there. Oh my gosh, we're so close. You're so close. The next thing you want to do is you want to master your song. There's a lot of confusion about mastering, but it's actually pretty simple. All we're doing is finalizing and preparing the mix for the final distribution to its medium, like a CD or a vinyl record or, a streaming platform or a tape cassette, anything. Mastering engineers will also eliminate remaining technical noises in the audio that are unwanted. Similar tools like EQ and compression are used in mastering, but they're used pretty differently and to a far more subtle effect. Finally, the master is completed once you bring it up to consumer level. All right, we're mixed, we're mastered. Now it's time for a potential release. Hey, this is the final part. We did it. This is when you do all the work to get your music out there. Marketing, promo, whatever you want to do. Upload your mastered track to a platform like SoundCloud, or a CD Baby or DistroKid, and poof, it's out there all to the world. Or if this is just a practice song, you don't want to actually release it, you're not ready for that, just put it in the bank. You have a finished song on your hands. Congratulations. Time to write another song. Okay, that's our workflow. There it is. Just 10 steps from writing to release. That was a long number one, I know. These next ones are not going to be as long, I promise. The second tip I want to share with you, aside from creating a workflow, is to use and set up templates and presets in your DAW. This is one of the easiest wins we can give ourselves in our writing process. A template is a preloaded session of your DAW that you can create and customize to your own specification. There are default ones, but customizing them and making your own is really where it's at. Most major software out there will come with an option to save as a template, and so that's an easy way to do it. You can just set up a project the way you like it, even something you've already done before, click save as a template, get rid of all the audio and all the plugins, and boom, you're done. Now you can just record into it for your next song. You can do something similar for your sounds when it comes to presets. Oftentimes, the sound we're looking for is actually pretty close to an existing preset. These are so helpful because they give you a starting point. Every single DAW or virtual instrument or plugin, they all come with presets loaded into them. Use these when you're building a template in a DAW like GarageBand or Music Maker or Studio One or something like that. Now, as you go on and start to tweak and refine your sound, the sounds that you create, you can also save as a preset in the virtual instrument or compressor or EQ or whatever it is, and you can use that setting already loaded up. You don't have to figure it out again. Find the instruments that you're most likely to use in every song or project. Here's what my songwriting template looks like in Logic. So in there, I've got 3 vocal tracks, 1 for main vocals, 2 for harmony. I've got a virtual drummer instance set up in there for some basic drums. I have a bass track set up all the way down at the bottom. I've got 2 clean guitars, as well as 3 distorted guitars, 2 for rhythm and 1 for lead. All of the sounds are preloaded too. So I just have to jump in and start writing, and that's it. I can't tell you how much this helps the starting process, but it also still retains some flexibility and creativity as you continue to write your song and find the things that are unique to that song. Remember, this is just a starting point. So right after this video, I want you to go and build your own template in your DAW. Yours may look different from mine, especially if you write in a very different genre. But before you do that, there's one more thing that you need to understand so that you can be set up for efficiency and success. The final tip that I want to impart on you, don't know why I said it that way, is the perfect is the enemy of the good. What the hell does that mean? The perfect's the enemy of the good? What are we talking about? Is this philosophy, my guy? Yes, a little bit. It's easy to get obsessed with making every little thing perfect. I get it. I'm the poster child for that, but it really seriously slows down our process. Normally, we think of perfectionism as a good thing, but it can actually hurt us here. We need to be able to say when something is good enough, especially for wherever we are in our skill level, and just move on so we can continue the project and continue growing and learning. Perfection is an illusion that actually causes harm by making us lose focus and lose perspective on the song. Remember back in our production steps, there is a place to let your perfectionist out, and that is tracking and recording. This is ultimately an exercise in discipline and restraint, so we can learn to move on and let the whole be greater than the sum of its parts. When you find yourself fixating on a part, ask yourself what you're trying to achieve. You might actually find that you've already achieved what you set out to achieve, and you're actually just making mountains out of molehills. However, if things really aren't working out to such an extent, then you have to go back a few steps in the production process and rethink the whole section or the whole song maybe. There's a balance to strike here. Our ears actually get fatigued, physically fatigued, when we're writing and producing. Take breaks during long sessions, make decisions, move on, and let your future self be the judge. I can't stress how important this concept is. It can be, and has been for me, the difference between actual growth as an artist and as a writer and stagnation. We can't get any better at writing music if we keep ourselves stuck on the same project. We need to write, we need to finish, and we need to write more. Heed my warning. The perfect is the enemy of the good. Or the perfect is the enemy of the finished. There you have it. Those are my 3 tips to help you write more music and actually finish it too. First, we went over why creating a workflow is super helpful, and we also went over the entire music production process so that we can create a workflow that is aligned with that process, so that we don't do anything out of order, so that we know when to place energy where and what to do when. We also learned that templates and presets are our best friend, especially when it comes to moving fast, making quick decisions, and just getting on and writing the actual music itself and facilitating that. Finally, we talked about how our goal isn't to get everything exactly completely perfect, but rather good enough so that we can finish it, move on, write more, and grow. I want to help you put this into practice. I put together a free guide that's going to help you start writing music in just a few minutes. I call it the 3-step song starter. It's based on a technique that I use with my private clients and have used for years, only you get it here totally for free as a gift from me to you. Distilled into a 1-page PDF, I designed this guide to be easy to understand and easy to read. All you need is some chords and your voice. That's it. No music theory. You don't need any of that. Grab your free copy of the 3-step song starter at justwritemusic.com. There's a link down in the doobly-doo. Thanks so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. What did you think about this video? Did you think that this stuff made sense and you were like, whoa, yeah, I'm totally going to use some of this stuff. I'm gonna get my workflow organized. I'm going to go through those production steps in order to make sure I do it right. And I'm gonna not let the perfect be the enemy of the good as I write along using my templates and presets. Awesome. Maybe you think that what I say is bunk. Let me know in the comments. Let's have a chat. I'm Avi, and don't forget to be awesome.